better? Yeah, that's yes. Hello. Hello. 3 people. Oh, hello. How are you? Welcome to today's chat and slash podcast slash whatever it might be. But I just wanted to, I want to move that over. I feel like I want to put like a little highlighter as to where to look on the phone. This one, does that work? It's a little clip. I was gonna put this one. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that makes me look at it. Oh, I'm so smart. I'm still looking at myself. I'm sorry. Hello from Laois. Oh, hello from Limerick. How's the weather? Very overcast but dry today, so that's grand. How are we getting on? Oh, I was in town all day today. I had loads of hello Canadian penny. I had loads of jobs to do. I had the clinic to go to, and then I went out to beautiful Scariff. Oh my God, it's gorgeous out there, and picked up a few bits from my friend. And now I'm home and I'm doing a little bit of crafting. So I went into town today, and I went to I just got some bits that I needed, and there's a few bits in Limerick that are nice. Like, we don't have like a proper yarn shop, and we don't even have a proper fabric shop anymore. We have like Hickeys, but unfortunately it closed down in town, and I think they're closing down, like all these kind of fabric shops are just closing down, which is so sad. So I just went around to a few different places, got a few bits done, and basically I've got really bad back pain. Hello, you've watched some of my weaving posts and bought yourself a Richford ad. Carolyn, lovely. Oh my gosh, how exciting. I haven't woven in such a long time because I've got a big baby bump, and it's very hard to kind of, I normally have the loom kind of against my tummy. That's how I brace it. So I find it very hard. Tummy is very sensitive and delicate. So I haven't been weaving the whole of my pregnancy actually. What I am doing today, and why I'm on here today, is to chat to you about all of my sewing projects that I've been doing. Now, I've been sewing on purpose because I've been feeling really kind of ill actually knitting. My nausea came back for the 3rd trimester. Beautiful. And knitting has been quite difficult, especially if I'm having to look at it. So I'm currently working on a project. I'll show you actually. I'm currently working on a project. The only thing I'm working on, I finally got around to the straight stockinette section, which is a lot easier to knit. But I was kind of inspired by this product called the Swaddlini, which is actually a machine knit swaddle for a baby. And essentially what it is it has a big ribbing section across the chest of the baby. And then there's actually, it's been sewn through, so you've got little arm sections, I guess. So you tuck the arms in either side, baby in the middle. What I'm just doing, basically, I just did a big long rib section for the abdomen, for the chest and the arms. I don't think I'm going to, sew through and make separate arm sections, because what they did basically, I mean, the thing was, it's an American product and costs a fortune to bring over here. So I'm not like developing a design. I don't want to rob their design. I'm just like really inspired by it. Anyway, yeah, so what they did basically was they left this top bit loose so it can kind of go around the shoulders of baby, and then they probably sewed in here for the sleeves and then the chest. Now this, I feel like it's quite small, but it does stretch quite wide. And then the bottom part is just a whole load of stockinette. So I'm in the lovely stage now of round and round and round and round, and it's beautiful fabric. Malabrigo Rios, I'm gonna say. I bought it when I was in Barcelona. Can I remember the name of the yarn? No, because I wound it when I was in Barcelona, and then I immediately threw away the what's it called? The ball band. or ate it. I don't know what I did with it, but it's gone. They're gone. It's gone forever. So that was back in like 2019. So yeah. So I'm knitting and knitting and knitting. I have loads more of the other green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit the same amount, like same length of the kind of minty green as to the dark kind of foresty green, and then I might pixelate it down. And my plan for the end is very similar to the Swadlini, is an envelope bottom, just to make it easier. I'm not going to put snaps or anything in, I'm just going to make an envelope. So I'm just going to cut, you know, have the stitches in half and just knit back and forth all the way up, and then fold it over and then sew it up, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Yeah, so that is my plan. So it took me ages and ages and ages to do this ribbing section, because like I said, I was getting sick with changing needle, like it's, because I had to look down at it. And when I was looking down at it, I was getting sick, like seasick. Anyway, it's in my cottage number 9 bag, which is also currently my handbag because it has everything in it. Absolutely everything. It has straw things because we've been drinking out of straws and I didn't have the cleaners. Hi Ruth, how are you? I'm feeling okay. Big back pain at the minute because I've not been doing my yoga exercises. But it also is part of that pregnancy thing, you know. It's just I've got a big tummy now and it's pulling my spine forward. So 0-0 Heineken for the taste. And yeah, I've got a heat pack on. So I've got one of these bad boys. Oh, they're so great. If you don't know them, Thermacare. Oh, I love them. I love you so much. You are my true love. Not James. He was there. Oklahoma. Lovely. Congrats on your pregnancy. First baby is June, September. Mine should be here by the end of July, mid-July, hopefully. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Yeah, so I'm fairly close now. Sorry. I'm short of breath as well. So September. You'll be coming into 3rd trimester now, won't you? Good luck. It's a tricky one, actually, but at least there's an end to it. At the start, it was very do you know, God, this is going to be a long time if I'm this sick. You use Salon Pass for your back when the arthritis is really inflamed. What's that? Never heard of it. There's a lot of things I can't take because I'm pregnant. So I need to ice it. That's what I need to do. I'll ice it and I'll put heat on it, like, oh, lovely. I'll kind of alternate, I think, but at the minute I'll just keep the heat on because it's nice. My midwife said try ice and I was like, what about drugs though? What about drugs? And she was like, no, I'm sorry. I was like, anyway, whatever. So what I've been doing, because the knitting has been making me seasick, I've been doing a lot of sewing. So I have been making a couple of quilts out of some lovely fabric that I got back maybe 6 months ago for one specific baby blanket. Turns out that I got way too much of the fabric. I got 1 meter of each and I really only needed a fat quarter of each, if that. So I'm still using it and I really don't want to, oh sorry, turn this way. I really don't want to, you know, I hate wasting fabric, especially. So I have made 3 quilts out of the 3 baby quilts out of this now, and they're really small, you see. That's why I thought I needed loads. But no, I didn't at all. So this one is the 3rd iteration of the same fabric. So the first 2 were just simple squares, and then this is half square triangles. So it is a bit more complicated, a bit more of a faff, took a lot longer. I didn't square up the squares when they were in their own individual squares. Big mistake. But like the points aren't right, if you know what I mean. Like this isn't a point. These are all kind of cut off points. You know, it's not perfect, which is totally fine, because guess what? It's my first time ever doing half square triangles and I'm delighted with it. So this is my chevron blankie, which is so cute. So it's quite big actually. So I decided, because the other two I made were very small, but they were designed to be like a floor quilt, you know, so they can just do tummy time or whatever. So I do want this to be a floor quilt, but I also want to be able to transition it to cot as well. So I got some cotton batting, which is probably the safest one for babies. I learned all of this. So the cheap batting, which is one I wanted to get, is polyester, so it's not very breathable and it's very flammable. So the cotton, it's 80% cotton, 20% polyester. Oh, I think it'll still be okay. I said it was for a baby. I think it'll be okay. What do you think? I don't know. I'm not sure. So, Hobbs Heirloom. There's James. Hello, James. You're on the YouTubes.
Hello.
So that one cost $31.50. And it was just a bit smaller. That's why I think I'm disappointed in that now. But sure, look, I'm not going back in. I actually physically can't go back in. My back is killing me. So, yeah, so the plan is I can probably get a bit more of a quilt out of that, because it's, I think it's a double, like size for a double bed. Full size 81 inch by 96 inches. So that'll be plenty. I'll probably get half of that, you know, if I cut it sideways. And I'll get an edge as well. I probably won't do too much of a binding, too much of a thickness on the binding there. I'll just do a self-binding edge. And that'll be fine. Oh, Audrey says the Amish purposely place mistakes on their quilts on the premise only God is perfect. With my quilts, I do not have to purposely insert mistakes. Same. Caroline, it'll be fine. That's not much polyester. Yeah, like I don't think that's a big deal. Footnote and wool are the nicest batting. I know cotton is really nice. I was advised cotton because that's the only thing they had in the shop. They don't have the wool, so which is a shame, isn't it, James? It's a big shame. Now, so yeah, I'm going to do an edging on this. I don't know how much of the fabric, the kind of navy fabric I have left. Sorry?
Cows are eating our bush.
The cows are eating our bush? What? How dare they? Is it the beech, is it? The beech hedge?
No, all on the far right.
Screamers. Listen, there's enough of the garden out there. They can have a little sip through the bars. Yeah. So I still ended up with quite a lot of this kind of these fabrics and the peachy ones. I love the peach and I love the blue. So there's quite a lot of like pinks and blues in there, peaches and blues in there. And very high contrast. I really wanted a high contrast quilt, especially for a newborn baby, because it's just really good for their eyesight. It's the only thing they can see really. So this fabric with similar kind of block high contrast patterns has worked really well for, bye James, for the other two babies that I've made. the quilts for. So I've got really good feedback about this. So basically I've used other babies as my practice babies. Thanks, Carla and Katie. So that's the quilt top. So what I've been doing then is, because I had so much extra scrap fabric left over, I decided, well, so I've been spending a lot of time lying on my bed, kind of a bit like, it's kind of fed up because I'm sick and I'm this and I'm that. So I came across this YouTube page called, God, I've forgotten it now. It's one of these, I'll actually link it down below. It's one of these kind of no speaking, just gentle music. I have a feeling they're from like Asia or maybe Russia, maybe, or I don't know. I just get a vibe off of them that they're non-English speaking, and they have white hands. So I'm assuming, yeah, anyway, I probably shouldn't assume, but they're just so lovely to sit and watch. And it's just like, so nice. So there's this whole thing about scrappy projects. And one of the scrappy projects that she was making, she was just tipping away at, were these little coasters. So I've made a load of them and they're so cute. So yeah, because we bought a lovely new table, which I'm desperately trying to mind, I was like, I'm gonna make some coasters out of this scrap fabric. So I have loads and loads of this stuff. Although I've much less now. This is the last of it, I think. Perfect. So I used a lot of it up and I'm only delighted with that. I think I have a few like half square triangles over here that I want to use up. I might throw them into something, I don't know what. I'll see. I'll keep them and I'll see how I go. Do you know what I might do? I might, because I've taken to, I've been buying a lot of stuff and nonsense. Aren't they cute? I'll show you how to make them now in a second once I've got myself sorted. But I went to Giddy Goat Patchwork in Limerick, or actually, is she Clare? She's like in Clare, I think, in Cratloe. And there's a little square one as well. There we go. So, but before I went to her, I went to this place, Sostrana Grains. I don't know if you can see that, but these girls, I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, Anna and Clara. So basically, cutesy pootsy little shop. Look at all the lovely fabrics. I'm obsessed. So now, of course, I need to make more quilts with all these fabrics. They're just so springtimey and lovely. And they match a lovely set that I got. I can't stop buying these things at the moment. What can you do? Yeah, so all in there anyway. So while I was in that shop, they had these little templates. So I think what I'm going to do, actually I've just had this idea, was just gather together any leftover bits and cut them down into this size. I don't even know what size this is. Oh, sorry, I'm on my centimetre, so I'll turn it to the inch because most people know quilting by inches. So this is like a 2.5, 2 3/4 inch. Oh, here we go. This one's a bit better. Oh, there we go. Sorry. 3 1/4. So it's a 3 1/4 mini square. So I've got that. So what I might do is cut all of them down to that size and just keep that all together in a bag. And then any scraps that I have left over, if I can cut a square out of it, I'll cut a square out of it and chuck it in and then throw together some sort of scrappy quilt at the end with all the same, you know? That sounds good. That sounds good. And then, sure, didn't I also get hexies? And then when I picked up this, a giddy goat. That's for English paper piecing. And the English paper pieces fit exactly, or the template is exactly 1/4 of an inch. Is it a 1/4 of an inch? I always think it looks like a 1/2 inch. No, it's a 1/4 of an inch, yeah. So it fits exactly 1/4 of an inch bigger than the little paper pieces. So am I delighted with myself? Absolutely. There's a hair directly poking into my eye. I'm sorry. So here I am, as usual, gathering skills, left, right, and center. So the reason that I'm doing the quilting in particular is because quilting probably, now tell me if I'm wrong, because I'd love to be wrong, but it's probably not very like child nap friendly, you know, the machine, the noise, you know, it's probably not ideal. I know, I'm full of craziness. I'm sorry, Rebecca. So that's why I'm trying to do it all now. Terrible. Ooh, lipstick. Sorry now, I'm looking a bit dead, you see. And that's not the plan. Look at me now. Slightly less dead. Not that one. These are special light. I don't know, James is really into all this stuff. That was actual craftiness. So yes, so that's my plan for those little bits. So now, in order to do, so remember I was mentioning bags. So I want to make wet bags. I'm going to try, I want to try and use cloth diapers. Not at the start, but I think wet bags in general are just a great idea for like, you know, messes and stuff and wet clothes and baby grows that are been thrown up on and stuff. So I got a shower curtain from Tesco. I got it from Tesco, which is water resistant. There's a little kind of a waffle pattern on this one. And I'm basically going to use that as a lining. Now I've never made bags before. So I got some of these. I got some of this. And then I've got loads of that fabric. Cutesy pootsy fabrics. So fingers crossed that'll work out. Because I'd love to, because I was looking at buying them and honestly I can't afford them. So instead I go away and buy 94 euros worth of craft supplies to make them instead. Well, the problem is that no one in Ireland is making them. And customs fees into Ireland are just outrageous at the moment. They're absolutely outrageous, even from the UK and definitely not from America. So if I was to buy them and support like a small business, I'd be putting myself, we wouldn't be able to afford the mortgage because a wet bag, say, is what, 25 euros. Then your postage is astronomically 12 euros. And then your customs fees could be, because it's gone over the 11 euro limit of customs or something like that, you'll be charged another 25 euros. So it ends up costing you 67 euros or something crazy. I'm not very good at maths. You'll have to forgive me for that. But do you know what I mean? When I can buy this, I think I bought this for 10 euro. Yeah, I bought this for 10 euro. It's a huge shower curtain, massive thing. These I had already for my stash and they're like 2 euros each or something. 3 euros each. And one of these will make 2 bags. Do you know, so just maths wise, and it's also great fun to like learn how to make it on your own. And the these zips were only like what, 25 cents each or something like that. So yeah, fingers crossed it'll work out. Anyway, what I wanted to do is show you how to make these little coasters, if that's okay. Now, annoyingly, I love all the craziness, but it is craziness and craftiness, Rebecca. Yeah. So annoyingly, I don't have any more batting to show you, but what I did was basically I had loads of this lovely cotton batting left over from a project, and it was just one long strip of batting that just didn't fit. So what's a wet bag, Carolyn's saying? So a wet bag is basically a bag where the liner is waterproof. It's like a waterproof bag. So, but it's waterproof, but it's also washable. It's the key. And a lot of people use them when they're out and about to store soiled clothing from babies or soiled nappies, like reusable nappies that you're not throwing away. So some of them are really, really, really adorably cute. But they're a little bit pricey. They're kind of the project bag of the mums. So yeah, they can be really collectible, but they are super, super useful. And also they're really handy, like if they're clean and dry, to like literally use them as little bags for like a set of clothing or something like that. You know, if you're going out for the day or something and you want to, yeah, it sounds brilliant. Yeah. So I'm going to definitely document that and see how it goes. I got a load of cloth nappies off of a mum in Clare, and a lot of them are quite big still, but like babies grow fast, so I'm sure I'll be able to use them. But I got them off Facebook Marketplace for like €40 for like, I think she sold me 32 cloth nappies, and normally they're like €7 each, so it was a steal. So we'll give it a go. We'll see. Yeah, so wet bags are basically just used to protect the bag from any soiled clothing that the baby produces, and I've heard that they produce a lot. So they're just kind of cute and nice, and it stops me using, like you can definitely just use Ziploc bags, like that's no problem, but I do want to try and reduce as much as possible, as much as practical, the plastic that I make while having this baby. So it's one of my main concerns being a mum, is bringing another gas guzzling human into this world. Yeah, sure, look, that's part of it. So this is the little scrappy project which I've been using. So it's actually what I did was I sewed down these little scraps, little straight scraps onto the batting, straight onto it. And then when I got to the end, I just needed to fill this space, and I just turned it around. I didn't do that for all of them. Like the rest of them, I literally just cut. I just put the ruler down and just, cut off the edges. Now you see, it doesn't reach to the edge on all of them. That's actually fine, because what you do is, and I'll show you this now. In a second. I shouldn't be lifting that, sorry. So I'm gonna just turn this around so you can see my lovely view there for a second. Hello. And then does this do this thing? Yeah. Sneakerdoodle. He's laughing. Okay. How's that looking? I need to bring you down a bit further, sorry. That's our pizza board. We had pizza for dinner. I didn't put it away because I'm pregnant. Oh, poor me. All right. Yeah, super pretty garden. Super, super pretty. Too pretty. I don't know what to do with it. So, how's that looking? That's looking good. Okay, so you've got your... So this is your... this is the prettiest one. This is your finished piece. This is your piece at the halfway mark. Well, no, it's over here. And then this is actually your piece. So this, you actually have a backing fabric, which is 2 centimeters or 3/4 of an inch bigger on all sides. And then what you do is you mark off, hang on, let me just push that away a little bit so you can see. So I use these pens. They are heat bonding pens, so they disappear when you iron on it. So that's in the center there. I'm just going to make sure it looks about right. So you just kind of mark your edge there. Okay, so this is your edge. I don't know if you can see that, but I can see that quite well. Anyway, so then what you do is you actually fold it in half or across the line. Now these aren't all exactly square, but they do match up exactly with these pieces. For some reason I'm allergic to squares, and then nothing is square for me, so that's fine. So I'm just going to get this, if you see the little mark there, I'm going to get that on the point, do a little, now on the bias you don't want to be ruining that completely, but if I line up these bits, okay, I'm going to pop that down onto a line there, line it up with the line, and then you just draw kind of halfway a little mark. So you're just going to sew this bit, and you go around and you do all of them, all the sides the same. And then here's one I prepared earlier. Oh my God, that's the first time I've actually done that. So this was actually a scrappy piece because I didn't have a full piece of fabric. So this is actually a scrappy piece of the blue fabric that I had left. I'll just turn it outside in, sorry. So this is what you're left over with. You sew down this bit and then you cut off that corner. So all these are sewn, but they're not sewn all the way. I don't know if you can see that, it's quite dark fabric, it's quite difficult to see. But they're not sewn all the way down. So what you're basically doing is you're making this this part fold over. So I'll show you what it looks like. So when you fold them all through, push them all through with my purple fang, which was gifted to me by a lovely follower. Thank you. My purple fang. So you poke out all the corners. All right, and then you have this little square. Now I have actually pre-ironed those down just to make it a bit handier, easier to use. Also, I have a tiny iron, so why wouldn't I use it for every single thing I can imagine? So then you get your piece here, and sometimes it looks too big to fit in. That's good, that's what you want. It's not, because you've measured around it. You just have to make sure it gets right into the corners. You can use your purple fang if you want. Then, right, once it's in, you just kind of tap it down, make sure it's nice and flat. Lovely, okay. So make sure there's no folds or anything. And this is basically a very simple self-binding piece. Self-backing, self-binding. So because you haven't sewn down all the way down, you have this kind of little bit, you're able to literally tuck in under that seam allowance. Just turn on the iron. So you just tuck that in all the way across, and I'm just going to finger press it or nail press it. My nails are growing so long. Thank you, pregnancy hormones. Now this side I'm a little bit concerned won't be as nice because I've had to sew a few pieces together, but it'll be fine. It's a scrappy project for a reason. iron ready to go anyway once I've got all these just tucked under. This is the only fiddly bit really, and it's not even that fiddly. So I'm just gonna pull this in, do a little iron just to keep it in place. And then we're just gonna top stitch over it and then shin. So, ooh, you can see this. See my stand too, I got it for my birthday. Or Christmas, I think. Anyway, so put down your noise. Can I mute myself, I wonder? Oh, mute microphone. Okay, I'll be back once I've sewn it. Okay, so that's basically it. And then you've got your little coaster. And I have to say, putting on the little scraps is the best bit. It's so much fun. It really doesn't take that long and looks super cute. Sorry, no. Should be lifting that, but I did it. So that is what I'm at. So I've got two more to make, and then I'll have a whole set, and then I've used up all of the fabric from that section of the cloth. This was actually what's it called? A pillowcase. I got a really cheap pillowcase from Penny's or Tesco or somewhere. I can't remember where, but I think the two pillowcases cost $5, and like there was so much fabric in both of them. I backed a quilt with one, and then I used the blue fabric as a contrast color on my other quilt. So do you know, there's ways and means. So yeah, these are they're so cute. Aren't they cute? Yeah, so what else did I have to show you? I think that's it, to be honest. Surely that's enough. So, I'm gonna bring you up to my height. Hi, that's my face. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was nice little chats to have, and you can see my dirty kitchen. And this is basically where I've been hanging out. It's quite nice because I've been able to kind of lean forwards, and I'm upright and forwards, because otherwise if I'm not in this position, I'm in the bed lying down, which isn't great. I need to be moving. I need to be upright and forward and moving about, but I can't do too much moving. Sometimes I get on the ball, on the yoga ball, and I'm bouncing around while I'm sewing, but that can be a little bit awkward. So I have one of these like swingy chairs, and it can adjust height, which it's kind of like a bar stool. But, excuse me, I need to sneeze. good. That was satisfying. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that, Carolyn. That's good. A wool pressing mat. Oh my God, yeah, these are the bomb. I can't remember where I got these. I got everything at the same place. I got the cutting mat from Lidl. I got the wool pressing mat, the little iron, and a few extra bits. Oh, and these from the one place. Love Sew or something like that. Love Sewing, or it was one of those kind of Instagram ads that I got sucked in and just bought everything, and well worth it. So well done Instagram ads, well done, hats off. Fantastic. So I'm going to finish off those two little coasters, and then I'm going to start having a look at that wet bag, the bag situation. I was gonna do the quilting, the little big quilt, but my back isn't up to it. To be honest, I think I'll probably go to bed now and finish those coasters tomorrow. My back is just so sore. So like I can maybe do 2 coasters a day. How sad is that? But I also have a project that it's a long-term project. And I also have a wedding project. My wedding quilt I need to do as well. So I've got loads of quilting going on in my life. I'm really enjoying it. The knitting is great for lying in bed watching Love Island. Is anyone else watching it? Oh, it's dreadful, but it's also so good. Yeah. I just, oh my God, did anyone watch first live you've been? Well, it's the first live I've done in ages, Bex. So don't worry about it. We're both as bad as each other. I'm hoping to do them a little bit more regularly. I don't know, I just get like, I feel like I have to have loads to show ye or something. And I know everyone says you don't, but in my brain I do. So it's difficult for me to just show up with like nothing if I haven't been productive. It's a problem for all of the Western and Eastern and every world that productivity is seen to be the most valuable thing. And that's kind of where I've suckered down into, and I have to stop because my body and my baby will tell me exactly how much energy I have for the day, and they tell me after I've used it. Useful. Just a little bit of forewarning, guys. Say like, say you can have 2 hours of doing stuff, oh God, Bex, is it Leaving Cert? Why are exams so tiring? They're the worst. Oh God. Yeah, rest now. Don't worry about anything. Rest. What's next? Maths, English, Irish, maths, isn't it, the first 3 days? Oh, sure, it's only Monday. Did it only start today? Wait, did you say it maths paper 1 or maths paper 2? Oh, maths paper 2. I think it started last week, didn't it? This is for anyone who doesn't know, the Leaving Cert is our final examinations. Yeah, you're Leaving Cert age, aren't you, Bex? Yeah, so it's our final examinations before we're set free into college. It gets us into college. We get 100 points per paper that we do, and there's 600 points in total that you can get to get into university. We call college university synonymous here. And then, yeah. Now, I got, what did I get? 495, which I thought was a good number. But I was actually trying to get into art college, and I got like 500 and something in my portfolio. So that got me in. I didn't really have to think about it, thank God, because if I was relying on points to get into a course, oh my God, disaster. So I went back then to do radiography. And radiography was 595 points at the time. Crazy points. So I went to England and I did it over there, and I only needed like 2 B's and a C or something. I was like, okay, because the Irish system actually does all the subjects up to A levels in England. They're comparative, And in the A levels, I think you only need to do 3 or 4. Whereas in Ireland, you have to do a minimum of 6. Good. So Bex is finished for day 9 till my last exam. Started last Wednesday. Oof, thinking of you. It's not easy. Go woman, nearly there. Yeah, so it's called the leaving certificate because you're leaving school, but it's kind of, you're also leaving your childhood a little bit behind. I still have nightmares. But yeah, so obsessed with grapes and nectarines. Man, I love a nectarine. And calippos for some reason, and brunch ice creams. Very specific. Not any other ice creams. No ice cream with chocolate in it. That's the worst in the world, apparently, at the minute. Gas. Absolutely gas. Yeah, so, right, I'll sign off. Oh, no. Sorry, I've said this a couple of times, but I just wanted to speak a little bit about National Knit in Public Day, or International Knit in Public Day, which was last Saturday. And it was literally like, someone messaged me and they were actually just visiting Ireland for the day, or visiting Ireland like just on holidays. And they asked me, oh, is there anything going on? And I was like, Jesus, no, I haven't thought about it. Jesus, I better organise something. They texted me on the Thursday, I think. Yeah, they texted me on the Thursday. And by 20 minutes later, I'd rang up a couple of cafes and I'd settled on one. And I said, right, this and this. And then I made up a thing, and I think I had it organised within 30 minutes. and then I sent her the details, and she was like, "Oh, where? You're not in Dublin, are you?" And I was like, oh, "Are you kidding me?" She was in Dublin, and I'm in Limerick. She was like, "I can make it down for the day." I was like, "You will not." My God, what are you talking about? Like, Limerick's lovely, and if you want to visit it for a day. But like, it's part of a trip, you'd want to be driving down to Limerick to go up to the Cliffs of Moher or to go down to Kerry or something. Like, I was like, fuck it anyway. Anyway, it turned out amazing, and I'm really grateful that she messaged me because I got to see loads of people that I haven't seen in ages because they're not able to meet. They're not able to go to my regular knit night that I organise on Wednesday evenings at 7:30. So every second Wednesday. So yeah, Claire, it was amazing. It was so nice. We had loads of people from my retreats. We had some people who'd never been, but who always wanted to come to the knit nights. We had a lovely girl there with her 9-week-old baby. And fabulous knitter as well. Fabulous knitter. What a shame that I've been like not being able to, accommodate them. So I'm hoping some point to do more Saturday noon. So Saturday from 12 to 2 in the Hunt Museum Cafe in Limerick. And probably once a month to start, and I'll see how I go from there. Now, a month from now, I'll be D-daying baby. So, but luckily my friend Tina, who is Trina Kayla on Instagram, said that she would host for me when I was unable to get in, which is really great. What I need to do is just start letting go, delegating to other people, because I just won't be able to get there. Not with a newborn. I'd love to. And hopefully I will, because I'll be dying to get out of the house. But anyway, so new possibility. So we had so many different nationalities as well. We had German, Polish, Russian, there was 2 Ukrainian, actually the Polish and the Russian girl, Christina and Camilla, both put it up and posted it around in all the Ukrainian groups around Limerick. We got 2 ladies from the Ukraine, and it's not the Ukraine, it's Ukraine. And one of the ladies, she didn't speak great English, but she was really trying. So great. And she'd left all of her, oh my God, I know this is not the worst thing that's been left, but like she left all of her yarn, all of her needles, everything behind. Like, anyway, so I gave her like a set of chow goos and two skeins of yarn. I was like, do you like this colour? She was like, yes, I love this colour. So we wound it by hand, and you don't need English when you have knitting, I swear, honestly. You don't need the same language at all. And it was absolutely lovely. And then we had a couple of Irish Americans. Irish with an accent, if you know what I mean. Definitely Irish. Brendan, I said Irish. You're Irish, definitely Irish. Yeah. So it was lovely. And there was a Hungarian girl as well with her family, Hungarian woman with her family there. And she's actually running, if anyone has heard of it, it's called the European Twiddle Muff Championships or something like that. So it's a competition to spread awareness about the utility of twiddle muffs. Has anyone ever heard of them? I think they're probably more common in the UK than the US. But in Ireland, they're not very common. What they are basically is a cylinder of knit, but you actually include loads of like scraps and bells and buttons and buckles and things they're basically really, really useful for Alzheimer's patients, because Alzheimer's patients are always like picking, or they want something to do with their hands. Oftentimes they'll be knitting. Yeah, exactly, Annie. Yeah, for dementia patients. So oftentimes they'll be knitting and the knitting doesn't really make any sense, and then you have to take it off them because they're, whatever. But these twiddle muffs are really handy. You can put like crinkly stuff in there, really tactile objects, and they just have it on their lap and they play with it, and it just kind of calms them down. It's kind of like, James is gaming on his computer. I let him game while he has the chance. Yeah, exactly. It's a sensory mat, 100%. I know, it's a very strange name. The English. But anyway, it's a sensory object. It's like I can't think of the name. Yeah, nothing for hospitals, nothing for nursing homes, things like that. So I'll post it on my page, on my stories. And hopefully we can get some made. So she's collecting them and then she's going to send them off. Yeah, specs. Fidget spinners. It's basically like a fidget sensory thing for Alzheimer's patients. So there's quite a lot of kind of regulations, and they're a bit strict about what can be taken into hospital. So you wouldn't want anything, I don't know. And there's a whole thing of regulations, and I find it and post it. Jeez, I've spoken for an hour. Are you very shocked? I'm sorry if I'm eating. Is this annoying? What is that, this one? Okay, no, I'm going now. I'm going now. I love you lots. See you again. Happy Monday. Good luck on your leaving cert Bex. And good luck everyone else. Oh, and good luck to that girl who's pregnant as well. Oh, yeah. Alrighty. I love you lots. Bye.